Alrighty, good evening, everyone. It is Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament time here. I am Gregory Puff, hanging out with Dangwoo. Dang, how you doing, buddy?
Greg, it's us. We're teamed up again. It's been like 2 years and we're teamed up. Oh my gosh, I'm excited.
Okay.
Sorry. I get excited, Greg. I missed you. Greg? See, he's already ignoring me. See, this is what happens, folks. This is a Teamwork for Dummies right there. We're not the stars, though. As you can see on the screen, we have Budgemano and ShoFukomachi. We have a very big thing here going on here, as Budgemano is 1-1. This is very important here. Really needs to win this one against Sho there to have a chance to get into brackets. The 2-1 pretty much guarantees you win. There are some slight cases where it won't. ShoFukomachi is obviously 0-0, so he wants to start off properly. So that is one of the main things that is going on with this matchup here. Budgemano actually lost to our tracker, Life Reboot, who's in the background doing an amazing job already. So we appreciate you, Life Reboot, for pushing those buttons and keeping us honest with all of that information. Now, a couple things here. We did a draft, snake draft, actually. And with that, Budge chose a fighter. ShoFukomachi came back with a thief white mage, and Budge then came back with a black mage. So, kind of a standard party we've been seeing a lot during the spring tournament, the Kraken games. We've seen a lot of thieves with that plus 80 agility buff. So they have been really used a lot for their ambush chance, their ability to run, and their ability to dodge melee attack. So a couple blessings here. The fighters got plus 40 HP, a little extra run chance with a plus 5 luck, but minus 10 vitality. The thief is even better at running with plus 10 luck. Able to equip a white shirt, so kind of cool. But it's get minus 10 strength, not that big a deal. We can power bonk and temper our way through if we need to. White mage has got plus 15 hit percentage, plus 7 luck, so it can run pretty good. But minus 10 MDef, that's about 5 levels worth of magic defense that it lost there. And black mage gets fighter strength, plus 10 the vitality, pretty big there. That black mage might be able to survive a nuke. And minus 10 strength. We're about 16 seconds away from these runners going to be going here, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I really want to see how Budgemano's going to go here. Will he punch his ticket into brackets, or a very good chance of going into brackets? Or will Sho play the spoiler? We're getting going here very shortly. We're going to see level 1 magic here. Another cool thing here. So the white mage, with these flags, white mages can actually cast harm spells, and those are going to be non-elemental. Kind of big. Now, they can't crit, but they're non-elemental damage, and they do a great job. So we should be getting going here very, very shortly here. Greg, I heard you walking into the booth. You there? No, guess not. There we go. Opening moves here. We're going to take a look at our magic shop here. White magic. Oh, we just talked about it. Harm spells. That white mage has become... Wow. Talk about a loaded level 1 magic for that white mage. Harm 4. We got Invis 2, Life, and Exit. Holy. That white magic is so loaded, you want all of those spells. Wood armor plus 2, kind of good for your thief. Looks like a longsword was available in the weapon shop. Chime for 2,400. If my buddy Gregglypuff was here, he would already tell you we're going to Sky as soon as we get Cube. And I know there's some other ones there that are all about this Sky play.
Hey, dang. I'm back. I was having some major audio issues on my end, so now I'm back. I'm excited. Let's do this thing. Things are already happening. Holy moly, Budgemano is already in Temple of Fiends doing stuff. Show, killing some imps, it looks like.
So, yeah, decided to take the level 1 fight there, kill a couple imps to gain a couple level. So, one of the topics that I brought up is that white magic. Now, here's a choice for you.
Mhm.
White magic, loaded level 1. We have Harm 4, Exit, Invis 2, and Life, I think was on there.
Yep.
What do you choose? Because you only get 3, and all of them are useful here.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Man, I don't even know. Like, I think the Harm 4 is like kind of a given because we do have the new flag turned on that Harm hits all enemy types. Now, it cannot crit, so it's not going to do more than, I think, like 60 in damage, but still, I mean, hey, that's extra AoE that a white mage wouldn't normally have. Exit's invaluable. Like, you need to have exit, and you need to have life. So, but you kind of like to have Invis 2 as well to have that extra evade going into Topher, especially if you want to go with a low level dive. And hey, here's our vendor item here, the Chime in Canaria.
Yeah, so the king gave us the slab, the princess gave us the explosive TNT. Now we know why Garland abducted her. And so an early lead here by Budge here, able to defeat Garland pretty quickly, make his way over to Provoca. Showed, a little bit behind there. He also picked up his Chime. So we're already picking up, 15% extra experience there? So that's pretty good as the thief just gets bodied by wolves. So far, Marsh is on the play. I mean, that's one thing that we're looking at here. Cake shirt. Oh, it's just so fitting, Greg. It's just so fitting.
I was just about to say, of course you would be calling this race when we would get a cake shirt.
Oh, it's amazing. I tell you, it's the best spell in the game, everybody. Cake is the best. So, I mean, we have the TNT turn-in. We have the Bicky the Pirate turn-in. If none of those gives us the canoe, the ship, and the canal, we're going to Marsh. Which is interesting because if you sacrifice your exit spell and we don't get any warp, you have to walk in and walk out. And we've seen some races where Marsh is given some issues. So, I mean, that's something that's... I mean, thankfully, both of our members here, or our runners, have elected to do drafts, so they have the same party, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So, one person with a thief is not just able to run away from everything, and the other one's got bad luck.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of interesting, because your choices with that level 1 magic could kind of make or break of sorts, because if Marsh is terrible, you go in, you exit out. But if you didn't pick up the exit spell, you sacrifice a little early game for later instead of the other way around. It's interesting. At least to me.
No, I agree with you. I mean, that's where I find exit just completely invaluable. Like, okay, we got the Oxyel now, right? So at this point, we do know we're going to have to probably hop in a marsh cave to either get the canoe or something, right? I mean, ship could potentially be loose in, like, Dwarf Cave, since it's the only other place we can get to. But we haven't seen, you said, we don't have the canal. I'm sorry, I missed the first part of this whole thing. Oh
no, we don't have the canal yet. No, I was just saying, if we don't pick up in it, which we didn't because we got Oxyel here, so we're pretty much guaranteed going to Marsh outside of the canoe
TNT.
popping up here.
Yeah, or if the TNT turns into said, canoe, then
Right.
then we've opened up things. TNT could also be ship, and then canal be down in Marsh Cave, and then we kind of open up the rest of the world that way. And then we could potentially be looking for a loose in sea or something like that. But yeah, as of right now, Marsh seems to be on the table, unless that TNT does some stuff.
Pretty interesting. And I mean, our runners are pretty much. Our runners are pretty much holding hands here, which is kind of how it works out sometimes. And it'll be interesting to see what happens, because this is the big story here. What does TNT give us?
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see here. Just some money. Man, look at these runners, like, holding hands through this place. Let's go.
And there's even talk. There's the crystal. All right, the suspense is killing me, Greg.
The back and forth.
Oh wait, did Budge pick up exit and Show didn't? Because Show's walking out.
I guess so. Unless Show just forgot that he had exit, which is quite possible. I've picked up exit at level 1 and then just completely spaced that I had it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Greg. There's no way I would ever walk all the way into Waterfall and walk all the way back and forget that I had exit or warp. I don't know what you're talking about, Gregley. And then I had a spell zap yelling at me. You know you had exit and warp, right?
Right, Show somehow walked out of the dwarf and is now ahead of Budgemano.
Right?
How is that even a thing? Crystal! Go!
Oh! We're back!
We're back! It's the not so lazy dwarfs. It's Show reset. Whoopsie doozies.
I
Maybe
think he ran out of saves and he used the heal potion instead or something.
Oof.
And then reset out of habit. Okay.
Yeah, that'll do it to you.
Well, I mean, as we talked about though, that experience gain is going to be huge now.
Mm-hmm.
You could potentially go down to 3 characters and get some good experience now. If you needed to.
Oh my god, multi-florum over here. I don't know. This guy trying to get flowers from me or something over here, being so kind, saying that we're doing such a great job. And after all of that, you just get a rod. You get a stick. They turn the TNT, you explode it, you get a crystal. They give you another block of metal, and then they turn it into a metal rod. Now we're going into Marsh Cave, which has to be at this point something that leads to the canoe, since there's no loose items left that we can possibly find here.
Unless it's key.
That is true. We could find the key down in Marsh Cave, and then the loose could be key locked. So, but no, in all seriousness, I just want to thank everybody for hanging out here. We are on SpeedGaming Prime. We're on the big deal station here, hanging out. This is Spring Tournament 2022. What is it? 6th anniversary? 7th anniversary? 6th anniversary of this Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament. Budgemano, ShoFukomachi. I think that's Show's 6th Spring Tournament. Pretty sure he's been around since the beginning, and this is Budge's, I think, 1st Spring Tournament. Because he just won the Duckling Derby this past Duckling Derby, so he's one of our relatively new runners here. But he's no slouch, as he is the best of the newer runners.
Kind of like a old versus new there, you know. The one's been trained under the old way of playing, kind of, and then you got the new. We've been taught and trained by some of the best teachers of the game, so it's interesting.
Yeah, our newest Duckling Don, as they like to call him, Dead Pulse, is really good. Really, really good at the game. and has been really training up these new runners now, and they're pretty scary. I would not want to take on any of the newer runners, which is why I'm not in the spring tournament, because I know I would just completely lose to all of them. And another cake item. What is this game? What is this game right now?
This is the best game. Wait,
no, stop.
I mean, is that cake shirt a white shirt? Because isn't the thief able to learn or wear a white shirt? I mean, come on, you gotta equip that. Make it even better.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it's a white or a black shirt until we try to equip it on there. We got mummies on the spike tail down here. Let's see what these guys are up. And there's our canoe. It could only be one. Budgemano gonna finish clearing out this bottom part of the marsh. Not sure it's worth getting these 2 chests down here, but may prove me wrong here and pick up a ribbon or something.
I like the green play.
I don't know. I'd rather just throw the exit out and get out of this place.
But then you missed that heal potion.
Or in that house. I mean, I don't know how much the housing market's crazy nowadays. So I guess
right?
I'd be fine
Inflation's a real
picking
thing.
It's the real deal here. Is Sho went on ahead and went to Elfland, check out some magic there before heading down to Marsh Cave. Budge did not do that. Just get in the canoe, and then is of course going to head down here. So now what are we up against? We have an ice cave play, right? We can still go to Crescent Lake to talk to the sages, and we could potentially have a loosened volcano. Hey, there's warp.
So one thing, Sho. I don't think Sho realizes.
Yeah.
I will say, I think. So one thing I know about Sho is, I think he did this last year. He didn't raid the flags race 1 in the spring tournament, and it cost him.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling he missed the flag. There's a flag that is in for this tournament, and basically what it says is loose cannot be in an incentive location.
Yep.
Now, unless he's searching for equipment here, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can understand why he's doing it. Maybe he's just searching for gear, and that's kind of looks like what he was doing.
Yeah. I mean, it could potentially be a Ribbon Hope play. I don't think... I mean, it's more likely that Sho doesn't realize that same flag is on the no loose and incentive dungeon, because it is a relatively new flag. Sho typically shows up... Sho shows up for the big tournaments and doesn't really play throughout the year. So that could be a thing that's catching him right now. But yes, as Dangwoo said, we know that Marsh is incentivized, therefore a loose item, one of the 2 loose items cannot, or both loose items cannot end up in Marsh Cave, because obviously that flag is turned on. And yeah, like what you said, I don't need to repeat you. You know what's going on.
I'm really hoping there's some cake axes in here too.
Dude, I need more, like, if there is another cake here in this game, I'm done. Like, I'm just gonna leave. You're gonna calm the rest of this race, because this is clearly your race to calm, not mine.
Oh, you know what'd be better too? If Xcal +5, because I know how much you love the Excalibur.
Oh my god. Well, to be fair, I have kind of turned around a little bit on the Xcal, because now if you get an Xcal +5, it's actually a relatively decent weapon, as opposed to the normal Xcal with its terrible 5% crit chance. Gloomchew wondering who rolled this thing. That was old me. Yours truly here.
Yep.
So
Gregory rolled it.
Yeah, there's fast at level 6.
So yeah, Sho didn't pick up exit, so that's one of the differences here already we talked about. Sho didn't pick up the exit, and Budge did. So
yeah, well, the warp will help out a little bit there. Because at this point there really aren't that many. Like, if anything, the big dungeon you'd want to use exit in is maybe Sea Shrine. If you want to skip the spike tiles and ordeals, you can use exit once you get the once you get the incentive item. But at this point, warp's going to do what exit does. Once you get enough levels, you're just going to have to cast it a few times to get out of certain dungeons.
I mean, and the biggest thing though is marsh. wasn't dangerous.
Yeah.
We've seen multiple encounters. Sho was able to walk, greed all those checks, walk to the next level, and then warp out. So that was pretty much the only thing of, do you sacrifice that early Marsh play or not if it's dangerous? Marsh wasn't dangerous. Nobody got really hurt except for one of them doesn't have the spell. I don't know which one they're missing, but one of them's missing something that could be crucial.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, luckily Sho had enough warp charges. I think he only had to walk back to that second floor and then was able to warp out of Marsh. So it didn't cost him too much time there. I think the big thing that's cost Sho time was just going to Elfland before going to Marsh Cave and then having to come back. Budge got the crown from the sages, which just happened there. So that's another fetch quest we have, and is going to make a beeline for Ice Cave. And this is going to be good for Budge because not only does Budge have warp, but Budge also has exits. So he's going to be able to hop down, do the warp trick, check those 3 chests, hit exit, and be out of this place in probably 90 seconds, depending on if we hit any bad encounters in here.
Probably one of those things. Marsh wasn't that bad. There's no way that Ice could be bad too, right?
Well, let's see here. As we've already seen mummies. They didn't really do anything. It looked like the birds didn't do anything. Budge got away from this from these wraiths and images, and then gets turn order on them. So we don't know what these guys have yet.
Yeah. And to exit out of the inner sea, we need the canal and ship.
Yep. We have the ability to get both here. As we have the crown, which could potentially lead to one, and this dungeon could potentially have the other one.
Or the floater, I should say.
Or the floater could just be a thing. Yeah, the new algorithm or item placement with our Final Fantasy Randomizer, ship and canal don't necessarily have to be in the inner sea anymore. So we could potentially get the floater here. Right, images hitting, but not doing anything too crazy. Here comes the warp trick. Checking the boxes. There's our canal.
Okay, so more than likely there is possibly a loose ship, but at the same time, that crown could turn into the floater or the ship itself also.
Uh-oh, Budge getting a little greedy here. Gonna check these 13 chests down here. Not gonna go through the spike tower. Okay, so we're only checking these 6 chests here.
I've seen a lot of that lately with a lot of these runners. Just checking these 6 right here.
I don't hate it with the fighter comp. Ooh, eyeballs.
Well, that's a rewarding. That's a rewarding find.
It's not the greatest place for the eye to be because you could get into off-tile encounter. These guys aren't going to be grinding eyes. I mean, he may take a few battles here just to get some levels before exiting out. But obviously, without the black belt, we're not going to be grinding here. Ooh, eyes have frost as well, so we're not going to be grinding at all.
I was going to say, that's like about a 300 HP eye that didn't die. So yeah. I don't think we're going to be wasting our time with that anymore.
Yeah, so gonna heal up, maybe check the 5 chests on the next floor before exiting out. And then, but yeah, I get the purpose of this because obviously you kind of want gear because you're running a fighter comp. Oh no, we're gonna keep taking this. He's gonna find out real quick that eyes are actually resistant to Earth Elemental. Maybe we can get like a...
The Brack might be able to hit. Oh no, yeah. Brack. No, don't cast. Okay.
No, I was like, please don't.
Like, please don't. Ooh, sleep touch. That's interesting. It's not very dangerous though with 4 parties. But ShoFukomachi is going to be following right behind Budge here, and he's going to make the dive too.
Yeah. Okay, gets out of there.
So now, if you're Budge, are you doing Volcano or are you doing Crown?
I don't have a way to kill carry at this point. I mean, the best spell we have right now is Harm 4, and hopefully landing, you know, like a 3 and 256 Brack or Cake or something like that. Yes, I would maybe check the armory floor for a loose, but at this point, the crown more than likely is leading to the ship here or the floater, and I think I'd rather just see what's incentivized before starting my loose hunt. And it looks like that's exactly what Budge is doing here as he's heading towards Astos. I'm sorry, the kindly old king, spoiler alert.
Yeah, why are you spoiling it for our awesome spectators out there? I see
know.
you, Rojo. Cyrenus is out there. He's just ready to go to sleep. He's hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Multiflorum, which you kind of mentioned about. Dark Twinge was over there.
Yeah, so Show is going to full clear ice here, it looks like, because we are going into this room that Budge skipped out on. Let's see if this ends up paying for... Oh my lord, the floater! Sorry, that was like really exciting.
I mean, it is exciting. We're about to get into the air there. If we
Yeah.
can take out the kindly old king, though. You never know. He could have nuke.
He could
Or-
have...
Or he could just punch for 28 and dies the next turn.
No.
I mean, at least he tried. I think that's what you call the giving it the old college effort right there.
Definitely the college effort is... Astos definitely a little bit less scary than he is in Vanilla there. Only attacking for 24. But Budgemano getting the floater. We're going to be in the air soon. So the ship is going to be a dud item. So that is actually kind of good and bad depending on where the ship lands. If the ship lands loose, then that's fantastic. That's one less loose we have to worry about. But if the ship ends up somewhere dumb, like, you know, Waterfall or Ordeals, and you end up going to one of those places and all of a sudden there's a ship there, you're not going to be too happy to see it.
And this is one thing for ShoFukomachi is he needs to not die in here, because the longer he takes to go after this canal, the worse for him.
Yeah. And again, like, just throwing this out there, hopefully the runners come back and watch this. And this is like one of those things you don't really noticing, or you don't really know unless you know. I know you know, because you love cake and you know it's not going to work on the eyes. But yeah, it's weird. For whatever reason, the eyes and the phantoms are resistant to Earth Elemental.
Look, I mean, the cake...
Pop them eyeballs.
The cake is just so good that the game developers had to find a way to, you know, to nerf it, and gave eyes the ability to resist it. Okay, I mean, I can't do anything about it. There's a roost stick, so that's an end game thing.
Yeah, that's going to be useful, especially since Budge didn't grab that Invis 2, which we knew we were more than likely going to find the roost stick unless it ran loose.
Expert, not a whole lot in level 5 magic.
Yeah. We got Temper learnable here, so now we have Fast and Temper. Fast level 6, Temper level 5. We do have the slab, so we're going to translate that. And yeah, I mean, we have the rod. We know that there's going to be a key item inside of an Earth Cave. We've got 2 cake stick. We've got 2 cake items. Is it time to go to Earth Cave?
You bet your bottom dollar, Gregley, we're going there. I would have already gone there before I did anything else. Oh, give me those cake sticks. Let's go.
All right, ShoFukomachi getting out of there with the canal. Gonna do exactly what Budgemano did a while ago, and obviously talk to the kindly old king and get the floater, getting through that river system there. You notice Budgemano not checking any boxes here. The reason why is because the incentive item in Earth Cave is going to be past the rod plate. So it's going to be loose somewhere in the 8 chests on Earth 4. We won't find out what chest it is until we get down there, but it will be loose on that floor in one of those 8 chests. And Broger's putting people to sleep here.
And it's interesting, the comment that's in chat here by Dark Twinge. Yeah, Lich in its first form and the second form that does not resist cake or earth spells, and it's got like a 26% chance to land. So I mean, it's just really good for taking it out if for whatever reason, like if you can get it landed first time, it can save you on that earth or that Lich 2 fight. It can save you from a nasty zap, a nuke, a nuclear, you know, something that's going to waste your heal spells and stuff like that. Now, it could also work against you, and you miss and you don't take it out turn 1, and it decides to cast nuke on turn 2. But you know what? We don't talk about those.
Yeah. That's the Bruno of FFR. We don't talk about that.
Yeah. Oh. And apparently Budge's entire team is sleeping on the job.
Yeah. Now the thing about sleep is it's not scary, but what's after sleep might be. But we're not going to find out what's after sleep right now. So, all right, we got speed bump 1.5 or sorry 0.5 here, going down to 1 harm 4. Silver helm +2. So I want to say that cake shirt's got to be the black shirt, only because I feel like Budge would have tried to equip it, or may have tried to equip it, and it didn't work on the thief.
I mean, probably, but at the same time, it's really easy to forget that a thief can equip something like that.
Yeah. ShoFukomachi getting out of here with his floaters, going to go on ahead and get in the air here. Probably do a lot of the same stuff that Budge is doing. Go talk to Sarda, go to Melman, translate that splab, yada yada yada. Go to Earth Cave, do the thing. We've got loose herb hanging out there.
Not loose. Incentive.
Yeah, well, you know what I'm. Yeah, it's loose on the floor, but it's the incentive herb here. The vampire and Lich. Clearly, we know what they were up to.
Yeah. So, I mean, so far, this is one of the things that I think me as a runner, right? If I'm in their situation, we have ran through Marsh, we've ran through Ice, we've gone through the Overworld,
Yep.
and Budge is now doing Earth. Have we seen any nasty scripts, spells? I mean, skills or spells? I mean, there's nothing. So either it is backloaded, where all these later enemies are just going to have nasty stuff tossed at our runners, or this is going to be a ridiculously fast seed because nobody's casting anything. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, like you said, the only script I've seen so far has been that sleep coming out, and then of course the frost out of the eye. Show getting the ruse stick, getting the dodge stick. We got some cake coming out. Don't get too excited.
Oh, 3 of them! Let's go. Come on, here it comes. I'm going to say it's going to take 2 to do it. 2 to do it. I'm just kidding, 1.
First one.
I'm just kidding, 1.
So Show going on a loose hunt here first, hitting up the Cardi Island before going to Melmond and Earth Cave. We're going to find out what the herb turns into here in a little bit. So remember, Joe did get the ruse stick, but did not go to Earth Cave. Doesn't have the herb yet, obviously. Hasn't translated the flab either. And we're on the northern continent here. Let's see what this herb turns into. We got a cube, so now that opens up another incentive location. And we've got what appears to be, is this game even randomized? Because I just saw an Invis 2 shirt, and I'm pretty sure that's the white shirt coming out of ShoFukomachi's side.
But neither runner's equipped. Ooh, Opal 1 bracelet for Cheerio.
Yep. Ooh, and a Zap Axe. Okay, so we've got everything that can kill Lich here. And Budgemano coming down here is going to get all the same things ShoFukomachi's getting currently. Here we go. The Oxio was that weird...
Was from Bicky. He got it.
Yeah, it was from Bicky, yeah.
So, we have it in game now. There is a Vorpal +4. Okay. That makes things exciting. Now we just need the tail. We have the light axe, which is the zap axe. It rolled up. So that's your early game weapon. I mean, we're looking pretty good here.
There we go. So yes, the Invis 2 shirt is in fact the white shirt, by the way, because Budge went and equipped it on the thief.
Awesome. So that's decent equipment there.
Yeah, so Dark Twinge wondering, yeah, so Show does in fact have, which just got lit up right now, so Show does in fact have that Oxio. Thanks for pointing that out for us. So what do we have? We have basically the entire game. We're Fiend Go mode, but we don't have the loot or the key yet. Where are you going?
If I'm Budge, I don't mind this play. It's a little risky. Just because, based on the enemies and stuff like that, but I'm fine with it. I like the waterfall. It's quick. There are some encounters here that we can take that gains us experience, which is kind of what we need here.
Yeah.
We're hoping for gas dragons that are really easy to kill. If we can get away with that, it's amazing. Nightmares are not so good.
And I love this show following in Budge's footsteps here, going into Earth Cave. We're going to see how many boxes Show ends up opening up on the way and how that ends up playing to his advantage here if he ends up finding like a good in-game weapon like a Moss or an Excal or something like that. Or maybe even like that loose tail. You know, if a tail happens to be loose. I know Elmarkin in chat pointing out the fact that we have Puffwoo comms.
The anti-synergy with Teamwork for Dummies has reunited one more time.
Yep, there's one of those Gasties here, and it looked like it had just under 400 health. That's pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad at all. I would really like that zap. Yeah, you gotta move that zap over to your fighter there. It's gonna be a whole lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely better than a large... Oh, and Groger's with mute after sleep. So just all the statuses. All the status.
Yes, I mean, yeah, so everything's kind of just going here. I mean, so one of the things, as we were talking about here, so... Where we gotta go? We gotta go Waterfall, we got Sea Shrine, and we got Sky is available. I'm kind of surprised Budge didn't go Sky because it's incentivized.
Yeah.
But at the same time, can we get through Sky, take the fights, kill Tiamat?
Yeah, and then I'm kind of on the same boat as you, because you want to be able to take the fights too to get the levels while you're on the way up. And while we do have Brack, we only have one person that can cast the Brack. And what was it, level... Oh, there's our... Okay, so there's our Saber Monk.
Now we can go, because we have the Roo Stick, so...
Yep.
If we need to, we could take all the fights in the world in Sky and just rely upon Roo Stick and Saber to finally take out Tiamat if we absolutely have to, right?
Yep. Yeah,
If we're going Sea Shrine, I mean, it's pretty much going to be running and maybe taking some fights here, using up our Lit 3 and do the same kind of thing. So it works out both ways, but now we got to clear out the entire Sea Shrine because we're now here instead of doing, like, the Ordeals play instead.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too. So if you're in this situation, or you, well, I like the level 7 nuke pickup, but I'm not sure I would have even bothered walking over there for it. But yeah, if you're here, are you risking not going to Mermaids? Are you going to full clear towards Kraken? If you don't find a loose item, are you going to leave and just hope, hopefully that loose item isn't required and isn't in Mermaids? Or are you going to go full clear Mermaids before going to a place like Ordeals and, you know, turning into... I mean, we still have 3 incentives out there. We still haven't seen what the slab turns into. Like you said, we have Ordeals and we have Sky. And any one of those 3 could be our loot and key, and our tail, our ship, our ruby, that stuff that's still out there, could be the loose items.
So to answer your question, so this is me being honest. So my response would be, I would do Kraken side like what Budge is doing,
Yep.
and I would tell myself, I'm gonna do Mermaids. And you know what I'll do after I defeat Kraken? I will save and walk right away, hop on my airship, and go do something else. Because that's just me. I forget. Or like I've already thought of something else. But in all honesty, I like the play to just lead the Mermaid side. Just play the thing and just... If you have to come back, you have to come back. But if you don't, whatever. I mean, you got to play to win in this if you want to, especially if you're Budge here. You're 1-1. You need to win this to get into brackets.
Yep. Yeah, because basically at this point we have 14 pods, so yeah, you essentially the only way you can make it to the best of 32 here bracket that's after this round is you have to at least go 2-1. You have to. There's no other way around it. The 1 and 2s are basically getting eliminated at this, or not eliminated, but it's slim pickings here. As ShoFukomachi lights up his first orb here in about 2 seconds, taking down Speed Monk number 1. and is moving on, and we'll see what ShoFukomachi decides to do. So yeah, you'll have, if everything goes smoothly with the pods and you have basically all 3 and O's, 2 and 1s, 1 and 2s, and 0 and 3s, right? Like in a perfect world, if pods end up that way, right? That's 28 people, and then your 1 and 2s will go into like a big play-in race to fill out the other 4 slots for the best of 32, right? So yeah, if you do go 1 and 2, you're in a meat grinder trying to get those last couple of slots here. Going 2 and 1, you're pretty much guaranteed to make brackets here. So yeah, like you said, this is a must-win for Budgemano here.
Just win makes it so much easier on yourself there. I like Sho doing the slab turn in here.
Yeah, I think
maybe go do ordeals afterwards if it doesn't lead to the bottle, or you can do what we talked about, you know, the Mirage into the team out play, because you're there and you're not checking a bunch of random chests that what Budge is doing here, because he kind of put himself into a situation where he has to check them.
Yeah. The one thing I will say about the way this run has been going so far is this is like the first time, you know, like there's been minor route divergence. Obviously, Sho went to Cardia first before going into Earth, but Budge went to Cardia after going to Earth. But this is the first real time we've seen these guys do something completely different, where Sho was checking and turning in the slab, and Budge did, you know, waterfall into Sea Shrine. We'll see if this slab play ends up working out for Sho. You know, if this ends up being the key or the loot, then this puts him a little bit further ahead here, while Budge is like, you know, down here full clearing this area. And unfortunately on Kraken's side, we don't have a loose here.
No loose. So this, I mean, so the entire time now, Budge, the entire time going to Kraken, there's the key that's required. Yep. So Budge now, as he's walking to his Kraken, he's thinking to himself, do I do mermaids? Do I take the risk of not going mermaids? I mean, and that's the problem. I don't know the exact, you know, treasure count that's on Mermaid's side, but there's a lot of chests over there, and you have to. And you have to.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good.
No, I kept thinking you were done.
I just kept talking. Look, I just kept going. Okay, I could just keep going and going and going and spewing all sorts of different stuff if you want. You know,
he's in chat wondering if we've seen any loose. We have not seen any loose. But as of right now, the only thing that's out there that we need is the loot. And we're in a weird situation where we didn't see the ship in the inner sea. We haven't seen, and we got the floater before we found the ruby. So the ruby, the tail, and the ship are still out there as well. So any of those things could be loose. Budge is going to go on ahead and try to light up his second orb here. The thing I was going to go over is Mermaids has 60% of the chests. So there are more chests on Mermaid's side, but it's not much more. There's 32 chests in all of C, and I want to say on Mermaid's side it's like 16 or 18 chests that way, where it's 20 chests on Mermaid's side and it's 12 on the other side, I think is how it is.
We just got terrified here. Kraken 1 has casted fast on itself already.
Yeah, so Cheesinator pointing out basically what I was already trying to say was there, Oh, big ol' hit! And that was on the Thief, which has like the extra agility. That's a little scary. Get your ruse sticks out, please. All right.
It's only casting. Shoot! We're good.
Yeah, we're fine. I'd much rather see Fire 2 than a big old 10-hit, 500 damage attack here. Please get your ruse sticks out. Uh-oh.
He actually did it turns 1 and 2. He did ruse and Biz.
Yeah, but the problem is we don't have our Saber Monk on our fighter, so we can't buff up the damage, and that is a dead white mage. Fight is going to have to go fight for his life here against Kraken. We need more damage than 1 hit for 35. Dark's not going to do anything. 2 hits for 188. Sleep puts him to sleep.
Big. That's bad.
Yeah. Oh, we got skill 2. Slow does not land. Not that it matters, and that is a dead Kraken. 2 hits. 276. Budgemano gets over those last 2 steps. We are out of there with a water orb. Please save your game.
All right, so let's talk about that, Greg. No ribbon.
Yeah.
The fighter resisted the darkness, which essentially lowers your evasion, lowers your hit chance. Could have been bad at these levels. Could have made it, because you already seen that he only hit for like 1 time on one of his attacks. Resisted a slow, and he got slept, and Kraken could have punched him while being fasted, and if you're sleeping, you actually lose all your evasion.
Yeah, that would have been awful.
So that fighter is MVP right there for Budge.
Yeah.
That was amazing, if you want to call it RNG rolls or whatever you want to call it, but that was huge.
Yeah, so Sho continuing the route divergence here, going into Sky, again, I don't mind checking these chests here because there are a lot of chests they're not too far away to get to, and you do need gear. We haven't seen, like, really an in-game weapon right now. There's a ribbon, so that might be a ribbon that Sho gets that Budge doesn't get. You know, because I don't know how many people are checking that less than greater than room with the flags that we currently have. You know, we know that the incentive Sky, where it is, and we know that a loose can't be anywhere in here. And yeah, exactly what Cheese Nader says, that is not a popular room for people to check. It's kind of out of the way, even though there are 10 chests in it. It's much quicker to just keep going and Budge. In Mermaids, we're gonna see if we have a loose. If this is a loose loot, this is huge.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps out Budge. I mean, it helps Budge because it makes his play, his gamble on the Sea Shrine so early worth it.
Yeah.
And there it is. Oh no, it's a ruby.
That's the ruby. That is a whomper, but that at least lets him know where one of the loops are.
True. So I mean, it's bad because it's still bad.
Well,
In all honesty, it's still bad because it's not, because we've wasted all these times checking all these chests.
yeah, and Cheese Nader's pointing out what I was just about to say. There's a bit of relevance here. What if the loose loot was behind that ruby in those 4 chests in Titan?
We've seen it. We've seen
it happen. We've seen some crazy things. Yeah.
And another katana -1, so if we had the flag where the thief could dual wield, we'd have 2 katanas. Yep, it does plume. Yep.
Yep. So Sho, continuing the clear on Sky. I was too busy checking out Budgemano to see what that loose was, to see if Sho had picked up anything, of note. Sho is bypassing the rest of these chests. Going to check out what this incentive is here. If this is the loot, then we know that none of the loose are required.
Ooh, tempered helmet. That's kind of cool. That gives our thief something else to do when he's in the top slot, or the white mage if they're not casting much.
There's the bottle.
Okay, that's a
There
turn,
you go.
and we're in the area.
Yeah.
So C not really providing, but as you pointed out, it could though. 4 chests are there.
I don't know, man. That temper helm is huge in my opinion, because temper's level 5. You're not getting that many casts of temper, with these flags at these levels at level 5. So I think that as much time as you concede there, you still got casts of temper that you have now.
And this is a lot of checks by Sho here. We are really greeting for checks here.
Yeah.
Opal, Shield, Sun Sword.
Sword. Well, we already have the Vorpal, but we just need that tail. Yeah, we need the tail in order to use it, and we've got a katana.
Poor Budge there getting blocked by the thing.
Right, there's our key here, so Budge now knowing only 1 item away. So many checks still out there. Obviously, we don't know what the bottle turns into, and we've still got ordeals on the table as well. Or, of course, the dreaded loose loot. SpeedGaming 4 giving us the raid with 37 people. Thanks for showing up. This is Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer. We are in Spring Tournament 2022, our flagship tournament, 6th anniversary of it. Two awesome runners, ShoFukomachi, the veteran, has been around since the beginning, taking on the upcoming Duckling Derby Supreme winner pizza guy, Budgemano here. And this has been a very exciting race. Ooh, fast hammer, I missed that. That's huge.
I mean, we have so many items here, so many magic items. It's going to be interesting. But on top of that, for everybody out there, let's get our Warmech emotes out there or anything with robots, because we might see a robot chicken here. If it's unrunnable, that could be interesting. As Nachos have already... This is just before the Temple or the Bridge of Destiny here.
You know, we're on the Bridge of Destiny. This could be bad news. These Nachos are hitting really hard here, and if he takes out the White Mage, we're going to have a hard time bringing everybody back to life. He's going to have to go mano-a-mano against Tiamat here. Keeps going after Bren, using the Cure 3 strats. Oh!
No, return order!
Whoa, these Nachos. I haven't seen Nachos this gnarly since that awful hole-in-the-wall Mexican place I went to the other day.
How gnarly were those nachos, though?
I mean, they were just soggy.
Oh,
The ground beef didn't have much flavor. But Sho does have a roost stick. We've got a Bane something or another, I think, that we saw. No, that was on Budge's side. Budge picked up the Bane stick, or Bane something, out of Mermaid. So yeah, Sho's just gonna have to roost stick up, fast up. Doesn't have the Saber, which we know is out of Waterfall, and is just going to have to swing the Sun Sword and pray here. But it looks like Tiamat only has an attack script, so Sho may be okay as long as no crits come through.
Yeah, it's got to get through at least 1,000 HP.
SpeedGaming bringing 4 more people to us.
Great.
Again.
You know, I appreciate everybody, all the raids and stuff like that. Welcome, welcome. My name is Dang Wu. That is Gregory Puff, the semi-retired co-op partner of mine. Welcome back. And the votes in chat, too, I tell you. All these awesome people from our community and from other communities coming to watch us, so... Gregory, it makes me excited here. And for anybody that doesn't know, Budgemano over on the left-hand side, he is 1-1. Really needs to win this match to punch his ticket into the bracket stage. ShoFukomachi's 0-0, trying to get him started on the right foot here. There's the temper helmet. That's the second and last temper helmet that's available. So Budgemano finds another temper helmet.
This is fantastic for Budge. Budge not only has the Saber, has 2 temper helmets and a fast hammer. At this point, you have everything you need to get through Topher. You just need some levels. And ShoFukomachi really showing how useful stacking that ruse is, getting that extra evade there, as he was able to get all that evasion up. Tiamat only had a punch script, so just sun-sorted Tiamat down, lit up his second orb, and is going to go ahead and turn in this bottle. We're going to see here, we still have the ship out there, we still have the tail out there, and I don't think we have any other fetch quests left. We saw the crystal, we saw the herb, we saw the TNT and the adamant, we saw the slab in the bottle, which is what he's about to turn in now, the bottle, and we saw the herb and the crown. So yeah, I mean, this is either going to lead straight to the ship or straight to the loot.
The Fury's like, thanks for saving us. Now you get to go sail the 7 seas. Thanks. Thanks, Fairy. Oh.
And it's the tail. Okay, so again, not required, but I think it's required at this point because we still don't have like an in-game weapon that these guys can wield without the tail. So ShoFukomachi obviously going to go on ahead, get a talk to Bahamut, send his papers in, get promoted, and be able to use that Vorpal +4 and that Katana -1.
I'm really waiting for that Excalibur to show up anytime now, Seed, okay? Just anytime.
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 So, yeah, we're now at a 50-50 here. Ship is either loose or an ordeal. Same with loot, because those are our last two key items that are out and about. So, loot and ship. Which one would you rather see if you were with these runners?
Are you kidding me? I want the ship. Give me the ship all day. We're going to sail those 7 seas. No, I'm just kidding. We want the loot. Obviously, we want the loot because that's going to give us our go mode, if you want to say.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the one thing Show needed was Budge to waste a little bit of time. Budge got the early lead, was able to kind of extend it. Did the C play, was able to kill Kraken, unfortunately rewarded with Ruby. The only way that Budge really gets an advantage here is that Ruby ends up being the loose that is loot.
Yeah.
And Show's going to make the play. Nobody wants to do ordeals.
Yeah, no one wants to do ordeals. This is wild. Now, I do have a question for chat, since I was too busy staring at ShoFukomachi's side when Budgemano first hopped into Mirage. Did Budge go to less than greater than room and get that ribbon? Did you happen to notice? He did not. Okay, so Show is up a ribbon, and we haven't seen any other ribbons so far. Jazz Raptor in chat. Man, that's a name I haven't seen
I know, right?
a couple years. That is wild. It is great to have Jazz Raptor here in chat hanging out with us. I think participated in Spring Tournament 2020. Man, this is great. So yeah, Budgemano still making his way up here. We know Nacho's hit hard and have frost.
None of the key locks have been checked yet. Budgemano, though, able to take on the Nachos without losing his entire party. So very good there on the time save. There's some gas dragons there for ShoFukomachi.
Yeah. So Budgemano keeps going up. We know that ShoFukomachi's going to get the Saber Bonk out of here, right? So again, he'll have the same information that Budge has outside of course, Budge finding the first loose, which was the Ruby down on the Mermaid side. We got the Invis strats coming out. We know that Tia only attacked, so getting the Roost Stick, getting the Invis stacks, getting the fast, the tempers. This is going to be very, very useful here. Brack coming out, ineffective.
I thought for sure that was going to hit in the first time.
That would have been...
Talk about a time save. Just Brack the first turn.
Yeah, good use of wall here. I like that. Just making sure. We know that this Tia doesn't have spells, but you want to make sure. Second hit here, gonna get some tempers coming out. I like this play. Gonna try to use this last rack here. Doesn't land, but the tempers are coming out.
But
Ice
team
Force.
It's really hard, though. I noticed.
Here we go. More tempers coming out. Tia killing that Black Mage, but this should be it here because that Ice Sword plus 4 is doing some work now. Accidentally tempers the Dead Thief. I hate it when that happens. But that's a dead Tiamat there.
So Shofu's out of waterfall. Now this is the big thing here, because we didn't do ordeals, and now we're gonna clear all of Sea Shrine? No, he's gonna go to ordeal. No. Really?
Yeah.
Interesting play. So a lot of people would say, well, you don't want to double dip over there. But Sho says, you know what, we're going to do Waterfall, and then we're going to make the play over to Ordeal. So I like it because I think it makes more sense this way, because you don't want to full clear all of C, but I think if you want to be efficient, and I'm putting my hands up in quotes,
Yeah.
efficiently...
Yeah, I mean, and Cheese is right in chat. I mean, at this point, Sho is trying to get the information before like clearing for looses that you don't need. And as of right now, we don't know if we need that ruby. We have no idea. It's very unlikely that ruby is going to be required, but that we could have that like 1% chance that the loot ends up in one of those 4-2 chests, or one of those 4 chests. Good lord, that was hard for me to say.
Excuse me, sir. It is called the egg salad, okay? It's no longer the ruby anymore.
All right, so Budge over here, Budgemano, are going to go on ahead and promote as well. move some stuff around here. Show is in Ordeal, so our first runner to check out our Ordeals. We're gonna see right now. This is the moment of truth here. This will let us know whether the loot is loose or whether the ship is loose, because there are no more fetch quests out there. One is good, the other is not so good. You be the judge.
The other one is rotten like an egg salad that's been left out for too long.
Budge doing the promotion. Looks like he's gonna get his spells first before he goes to Ordeals. Maybe gonna check Keylocked? Volcano looks like interesting. Now I'm not sure I would be full clearing Volcano before going to Ordeals. Ooh, we got a second ribbon out of there. That's a free ribbon. I mean, shipping Ordeals for the troll would definitely be the troll and would like swing this in Budgemano's favor for sure, but let's see what we got here. It's the loot.
Oh no.
So now ShoFukomachi completely, all of a sudden, after all of this, like just skyrocketed into the lead here as Budge is more than likely clearing this. You're not down here not to clear it.
And there's a lot of chests for anybody that doesn't know that. I mean, yeah, a lot of them are on the way, but this armory room, though, there's a lot of chests that are separated in like a weird, like, fanned out area of this.
So, still trying to move some stuff around. It's going to put this gold, what is that, -3 on the black mage.
Dragon armor?
Dragon armor. Definitely got to pick that up. Pro cape.
No. We got to go fast.
Yeah, but the dragon armor is like the best armor in the game.
No, Greg. We don't need the dragon armor, okay? Hopes and dreams.
So yeah, I mean, at this point,
and an egg salad.
Show is in a really good position right now because of the solo fighter that took down Tiamat. I think his fighter's like level 19 or something. So I mean, if he takes battles along the way through C and just kind of go modes everything else, then I mean, I see him in Topher in the next maybe 5-10 minutes. 7 minutes, somewhere in that general area. Only thing.
Yeah, because Volcano's quick, as you said, and Waterfall, depending on how nasty and how many times you run into red sags with lit. Yeah.
Yeah. So Piercing Mountain wanting to know, did I see Harm 4 doing damage to a shark? You sure did. You sure did. As Clementitas points out in chat, yes, that is one of our new flags. It's a White Mage buff. We have made the harm work on all enemies as long as it is coming from a White Mage. Now, harm cannot crit, and what that means is it cannot do the double damage on an enemy. So I think Harm 4's max HP damage roll is only like 160 or something like that, but it's still good to have the ability to use that against non-undead, and it still will crit against the undead, so it'll still do that max 320 if you're, casting it on an undead. And Clementitas echoing what I said there, as Budgemano keeps clearing this. And yeah, Pierce... Huh?
I was gonna say, I think there's still the 3 and 256 though that you can crit, but yeah, there's no. I mean, you can't really get rid of the 3 and 256.
Yeah. Show, beelining. So at this point, Show is in ultra go mode, as in like we are not opening any more boxes. It is time to keep it going here and get to the end of this game. And there's the ship. So that's at least less boxes that Budge is going to be opening. Budge needs to go straight to Ordeals, get that loot out of there, go into Topher. Stop opening boxes at this point.
Yeah, you just gotta go. The good news is once he does the fire orb, though, he goes to Ordeals, he gets it quickly. It seemed like it was really quick. I think it was Teleporter 1.
Yeah.
So it should be quick. If he does a little greed check, which he's been doing, he at least picks up a ribbon.
Yep.
Because Show's got 2, he doesn't have any yet. So you get 1, you can protect one of your casters, you know, your white mage, and you're good to go. So that's at least good for you. So Budge, even though he's done some checks and we thought Show's gonna have a huge advantage here, I mean, Budge could potentially be going in tow for maybe a minute, 2 minutes beforehand.
Now, yes. Now, one thing I will have to say here, and this is like, I want to point out something. Budgemano, really new to the community. Like I said, our Duckling Supreme, so obviously within the last 6 months before the last Duckling Derby, so joined sometime in the summer of last year. Not even a full year in the community yet. Has found both loose items and is pretty much on par with our veteran here in ShoFukomachi. So, you know, no slouch here coming through this. So I'm very impressed with the plays that Budge has been making and how well he's executed throughout this race. Hopefully, Budge doesn't feel too far behind, doesn't get himself worked up in ordeals, which it looks like he is doing right now. It's bottom. There we go. And doesn't accidentally walk past that free ribbon here, because he may do that. If you feel behind, do you just like not check any of the boxes in ordeals and just go straight for the what you know is the loot? Or do you check those 8 boxes along the way and hopefully find a ribbon if you're looking for one?
It's tough. It's so tough because, like, you can do it without the ribbon. You can. It's just you have to hope more RNG's in your favor. You can't get zapped. You can't get stopped. You can't get Bane. There's out there. Then you have all the nasty infernos and the thunder and the blizzards and the all this stuff that's out there that can do a lot of stuff, and you don't have ribbon or elemental protections and stuff like that. It's just rough.
Checking the boxes, so that's good. We're gonna we do have wall. It's level 2 or 3, I think. There's his ribbon. All right, cool. So that at least you can throw the ribbon on your white mage. You have your guaranteed cast of life, right? I think we have life that's learnable for the knight, correct? It was slot 4. I don't remember, to be honest. I don't know. We'll find out here as Budgemano finally getting the loot, the double base. That's right. I am calming this race. So not only did we get a base, we got a base, a double base, like one of the orchestral bases here. But we had 8 items. I mean, is this like we were here? This was purpose for us, right?
Yeah. I mean, you rolled an amazing seed already. We had a lot of cake items. We had the double base. That was our loot. And an egg salad.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun here. Budgemano in go mode. I don't remember him ever going back and getting any white or black magic spells for his knight or ninja. Probably didn't matter since we found the tail so late. Probably didn't have any cast anyway. But he is our first runner in Topher, just over an hour, 3:30. Going into this place. Oh, Badman, unrunnable. Do you even bother taking this, or do you just reset? Let's just try on another part of the encounter table.
You know what I like? I'm sorry. It's funny, but I got slightly distracted there because our amazing race crew lead there hops into our note, our note area or whatever like that, and makes sure to yell at us to tell us that life was available. So, it's amazing. I appreciate you, Danny.
Yeah. Not only is it in slot 4, which is what I said, but she is saying it's in the notes. Our tracker today, Life Reboot, has been keeping stellar notes that I've been looking at the entire time. I promise you, I've been looking at them. Yes, I've been staring at them. That's how I knew that Life was in slot 4. I think that Life Reboot's actually here because he is also in pod him and wants to scope out his competition. Even though Life Reboot does have the win over Budgemano right now, maybe checking out ShoFukomachi to see how his race versus him will be later on. But man, poor unrunnable Badman, and these Badmen have like 500 health. Like they soaked a nuke and a harm 4. Like
so A minute and a half later, ShoFukomachi joins in, and there's chimeras that are unrunnable. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, this is everything you ever wanted to see, and then some.
Okay, well, Gregley, just while we have chances with all these slow action going on with these unrunnables here, tomorrow we have a bunch more action for Final Fantasy Randomizer here, by the way. We have, like, 8 races going on tomorrow. The action starts at about 1:30 p.m. and goes up until 10 p.m., which is our last race. So if you want more FFR action, we got plenty of it. Come on over to our Discord. We got a big Google Docs showing all this scheduling going on. As of right now, the one that will be live and being able to seen outside of a scheduling is actually myself against Captain Nerd at 7 o'clock, but there's 3 other races before that could potentially be broadcasted. And enough of me, because we're going back to the action there, Gregley.
I mean, the only other thing I would mention here is that on SpeedGaming channels, we have Rich Pork versus Krellin at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Papa Ducks versus Guardian Marcus at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Papa Boys versus Phoenix 29 at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All 3 of those races will be on a SpeedGaming network near you. Let's talk about this Topher here. You guys are holding hands through this place. Budgemano had to deal with a bunch of unrunnables, but finally getting onto the lich floor here. ShoFukomachi, I guess, didn't have to deal with them as much because he is on the heels. This is turning out to be quite the nail biter here.
I got my popcorn. I am nervous. I am eating my nails right now. I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh my gosh. Medusa's with Invis too. That is annoying. That is annoying to say the least. And more unrunnable Earths giving Fizzle some PTSD. I love how you can still think about things that happened, like tournaments, you know, a year and a half ago. So Fizzle, like, lost this race because he kept hitting unrunnable Earths on this floor. And this was like a year and a half ago. Anyway, wondering who rolled this thing? That was me.
So, I mean, we're about to take on Lich too, but Earths are some of the worst things to run into. They sometimes roll up HP, and they do a lot of, like, attack damage. Like, your casters get punched by them, they're losing 100 damage instantly, and there goes Lich 2. I would talk more about it, but Lich 2 kind of just goes down easy anyways.
Yeah, so this is right here where, like, the encounter table, I'm not sure where Show came in, if he's just not been hard resetting versus what Budgemano's been doing. But yeah, Budge ended up hitting like 3 or 4 unrunnable encounters on the way down. Show only seeing 1 and didn't see any on that Lich floor. Already through Lich 1, or Lich 2, I mean, and is taking on Carry 2 here in just a second. The one thing I will say is it looks like Budge has quite a few more levels on the fighter. If I remember, I thought I saw 24. So that's pretty good for the fighter. Got a Vorpal coming out, 4 hits for 215. On Show side, we got, pretty standard stuff happening, fast, tempers, just things you want to see happening going into this battle here. Lich 2, Speed Bump 2 going down over on the left side. Fast coming out. So we're going double melee strats here. A Hail Mary zap there. Nuke! No! Drin is down. That is scary. That is no good here. So what was that on Carry? Was that second, third spell? First spell? Where did we see? Carry's down. Do we have life? Does Show have life?
I know somebody picked up life. I don't remember.
Well, Show definitely did, because I know that.
Okay.
Oh,
but that's only one.
Blessing.
That's
yeah,
it.
Yeah, but that's still all you need here. So we got to keep a close eye here on Budgemano's side. The nuke comes out. Wit survives though.
The White Mage survives huge there. Now we can still get a nuclear, I believe. We can't get back-to-back nukes, but we can still get a nuclear.
Carry coming in with Death Touch.
Oh, hey there! That's a fun surprise. Oh, hello. And he's 25 HP! The thief says, I have a katana -1. Easy. Oh, it's beautiful. Budge's hopes and dreams there to get into brackets is is alive because of the thief's 25 damage. Show up against the Kraken 2 on the right-hand side. Black Mage is already down on its knees.
Yeah, I see your death touch, and I raise you 1 hit for 25 damage. Kraken with Cure 4!
Oh, that's fun.
What are these fiends?
And it looks like water's unrunnable, so that's more time wasting for Budge there. Budge has just been running into unrunnables this entire Topher. And Lit 2 takes out the Black Mage. We're doing chip damage. We're essentially doing chip damage here on Kraken here. We're just trying to survive, hope for nothing nasty. Lit 2, Fire 2s are coming out by Kraken.
Backing up though here, so we got double Kraken 2s happening. Show is sabering up like crazy, so I imagine once that Vorpal +4 comes out here on this fighter, we're gonna get some real damage. 6 hit 7, 72, that was pretty good. Kraken hitting like a wet noodle. That's the invis for you. Quad X not gonna do anything. That's a dead Kraken 2 here. Let's go, Show. Moving on.
Budget side left. Yeah, I was gonna
sorry.
say the thief on the left-hand side is down. That is a tank for Budge. There's down. There's a non-elemental swirl, which I think Show got right off the bat.
See. Oh yeah.
Fire 3. So 2 of our light warriors are done there on Budget side. Doesn't matter because
Oh, but now we've got the unrunnable on Show's side. Budge may not see this and may squeak into the lead here. Come on.
oh, it's back to back here. It's back to back, Gregley. I tell you.
I know.
I think Budge is actually on an encounter table 1 up, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Budge ahead now. All of a sudden, because of that one unrunnable, this is insane. I can't handle myself right now. This is the most excited I'm going to be in, like, a while. Moving the fighter, hitting an encounter right before. Get him. Stupid horse and their riders. Feeling.
Tiamat 2 is told by Show and Budge now. Alright, here we go. We're going to buff up our light warriors, Gregley.
Yep.
Oh, well, there goes our white mage. Show doesn't have any life casters now for Chaos.
Oh no, that is no bueno. And that is the dead black mage. So we're just down to double melees here on Show's side. Not doing great damage. But luckily, nothing else really coming out of Tia right now. Budge still has everybody up, but the fighter is in stun lock. Get that Cure 4, I think it's level 6. We're gonna have to switch to nuke strat, and he is down on Show's side. Black Mage is down. Fight gets out of stun lock, that's good.
That seems like a really easy Tiamat 2 there. I say that, although it hits pretty decently hard there.
Yeah.
I would say Budge is just about to get done here. We just got to get a swing in.
Yep.
Bunch of
I think
tempers.
so as well. Now this isn't too scary for Show. We've got fast item, we've got 2 temper items, saber item, we've got ruse items, we've got ribbons. It
And-
can be done.
And quicker menuing. We only have 2 light warriors. We have less to think about now.
Yeah. Right now, yeah, the menuing. The only thing that Budge really has here is obviously all 4 light warriors are up and just has more levels.
So we're gonna ruse. We got fast on both the ninja and the knight, just in case there.
Yep.
We're gonna probably cast invis on that, and we're gonna start casting saber on the knight there. I like it.
Yep. We got fast sabers and Viz 2s. Nuclear comes out, does a lot of damage. We need to see what Chaos decides to do after it. We're going with heal pot strats to keep that fighter alive. Ice 2 takes down Ubi. We're just down to a fighter versus Chaos. We do have enough ruse stacks. That was a big ol' hit.
Oh,
Another pretty decent hit.
both fighters have done 500. Oh, it's
Shot comes out, like misses.
We're doing about 1,300 damage, at least 1,400 on show side, 1,800. We're about to hit vanilla HP. There it is.
It's ShoFukomachi with an official. I'll look at the race time GG time here in just a second because I want to see Budgemano right behind him. It couldn't have been more than 15-second difference there.
It was close. I think Show basically won out because of only having two light warriors, the quicker menuing, and the quicker turn orders.
Yeah,
what
so
crazy.
7 second difference. ShoFukomachi with an official race time GG time 1 hour 15:09, and Budgemano with an official race time GG of 1 hour 15:16. So 7 seconds separates these two runners here, and wow, that was, man, just to see how the beginning went, the route divergence, and then them end up in Topher at the same time, and just everything that happened there. That was insanity. And let me see who we got in chat. We got both of our runners in chat with us, Budgemano and ShoFukomachi. ShoFukomachi, this is your first race in Spring Tournament 2022, and you are the winner here. How are you feeling today?
Stressed. Oh my gosh. That was so close.
It was a little close. It was so close, especially if you go back and watch it. It was, I'm sure you guys were watching it. You guys were on delay, so you probably watched the last 10 minutes of your race, huh?
Oh, I didn't watch it. I'm just like, sweating.
No, I jumped in and watched the end of it. That was insane.
Yeah. I'm gonna let Dang take over real quick and ask any questions he's got before I go into some stuff.
All right. Well, what is there to say? I mean, you guys had such a crazy. Okay, so the biggest thing here, Budge. One thing we kind of were talking about is once we got the airship and stuff like that, you made the play because you two basically held hands. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of divergence you could have done. Y'all went to Ice Cave, y'all went down and did the Astos play to get the floater, right? But you made the play where you decided that you're going to do Waterfall and clear out Sea Shrine first. Was there a reason why you did it that way instead of doing Ordeals or the Sky play?
I mean, I knew I had item in Waterfall. I guess maybe I just did too much in my head of I gotta find a loose. I wanted to, get in there and look for one and see he has a ton of chests. But I think clearly, after realizing after the seeds, Sea and Volcano were both, unneeded at all. I should have been checking down or hunting down known incentives because I had a lot of, it's really just key and loot missing at that point when I made that play. So.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. It was just one of those things that we noticed is you decided to do that play, and unfortunately you got the egg salad, which turned out to be rotten and kind of didn't help anything. But, and then for you, Show, you decided to not do that, if I remember correctly, and you went to do the slab turn in, and then you did Sky, I think. So you just kind of followed the thing, but with that, we saw you checking a lot of chests in the incentive locations, and we thought maybe you just forgot about the flag where incentives were not in those locations. You know what I'm saying? Or the loose is not in those incentive locations, or is that a case of you just wanted gear?
I wanted gear, and a lot of my practices, like ribbons and like dragon armor and stuff, kind of showed up in like Sky and Sea Shrine. So I was like, well, I may as well check because I've been pretty lucky about getting gear in those places. So I mean, I did end up finding 2 ribbons, but I don't think any of them were in Sky. But yeah, I followed the incentive location and kind of did that sort of thing, and I kind of wanted to avoid like Volcano and Sea Shrine, just like and praying that that loot wasn't loose and it was in a location that was like Ordeals or whatever, which I think it ended up being. So so that was my plan.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wanna hop in super duper quick. Sorry to cut you off there, Dang.
Oh no.
Show GG's, good job on that run there.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that the checking of the chest ended up working out okay because you were able to find like a fast hammer and Kemper helm. I saw the ribbon. You picked up one of the 2 ribbons in the game that we saw
Yeah.
out of Mirage. So that ended up working out really well. And yeah, I mean, when you think about the way the flag is designed, I think half the chests that are available can have loose items. So you still have like a whole nother half of the game's chests where things can land that can be good, like what you said, the dragon armor, a macer, and Axcal, or some ribbons or stuff like that. So I think that, especially since you guys ran fighter comps here, it wasn't, it was good to check those chests along the way. Budge, man, our Duckling Supreme here. I heard the 7 seconds thing. I heard this is like becoming an issue.
I'm 1 and 2 by a grand total of 14 seconds. So,
Yeah, I heard your Lost to Life reboot was also within 7 seconds.
all right. Apparently, I put on a good show, so I guess I'll take that.
Yeah, so let's talk about Unrunnable.
That
Man.
Topher was miserable.
Yeah, so Joe, did you hard reset going into Topher? Or did you just
I just went in. I just reset when I ran into that Chimera pack that was unrunnable. I was like, well, that's really early. I can just reset out of it. So, no, I didn't do a hard reset.
I'm assuming, Budge, you went in on the hard reset?
I went in on the hard reset, and then when I hit the first, it was a long run on the reset, and then the first pack I hit were those bad men that just had so much HP. So I reset out of that, thinking, all right, I'll skip this, and maybe I'll just be in a good spot. And it was a terrible spot.
Yeah, so Budgemano probably hit like 7 unrunnables that I think you only hit 1, which was that water pack right after Kraken that had Budgemano kind of catch up to you. But
Okay.
Budge like literally hit another pack of badmen right before the Phantom tile, hit like
2 sets of
2
bursts.
Yeah, 3 sets of earths, and then you also hit like 2 sets of waters, didn't you? Or like 1 set of waters?
I think at least 1 set of waters. There's so many.
It was.
And
it
they
was
all
pretty
rolled up,
absurd.
felt like.
Yeah.
And then I think, I don't know if I saw it correctly, but I'm pretty sure Gary 2 had Death Touch.
Yep, sure did.
So that was fun.
Yeah, so Sho, you missed that. So while you got nuked to death and lost everybody and had 1 life charge on that night, Budgemano goes in, sees the nuke, everyone dies except for the white mage and the fighter. So or no, not everyone, just the black mage dies, right? Because he's still a thief. Thinking, all right, I'm good. I still got my white mage. I got a fighter and some dreams. Carrie comes out, death touch on the fighter, gone, right? And we're like, uh-oh, this is bad. Thief comes out, it's like, I got a katana, and then smacks Carrie for 25 damage, and she dies.
Oh my gosh.
It was amazing. There was like a lot of trials and tribulations going through that Topher. It was crazy how close everything was. Sho losing everybody but the fighter and the ninja, right? On that Tia.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
And
was
then
watching his chaos battle, I was thinking, man, if somebody had killed my ninja earlier, I might have won, because it just wasn't doing much for me.
Yeah, so Sho, you've got to take on Life Reboot, right? And then of course J-Lo's also in your pod, who hasn't had a race yet. So you're still in pretty good standings as long as you can win another one to make it to that bracket of 32 moving forward. Budge, unfortunately, with the 2 losses, you gotta, the 1 and 2, you're basically looking at a play-in race, hopefully, to get in.
Yeah, hold out for that last chance qualifier. We'll see see what happens.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else. I think that seed went really well for both of you. That was like one of the less rude seeds. I didn't see like a lot of crazy scripts except for just like the unrunnables and Topher and just how the Fiends ended up rolling. But you guys played really well. It was great watching, the vet, the ShoFukomachi. He's been here since. Who's participated in almost every spring tournament, or if not every spring tournament. I said
every spring tournament, yeah. I've been
every spring tournament, taking on our upcoming Budgemano here, our Duckling Supreme. Dangle, you got any more questions before we go into final thought?
No, you covered it all.
Awesome. Well, Joe,
I'm so glad Yeah, no, it was great. I have nothing else. I mean, it was great. It was an amazing thing, and everybody that was watching, the spectators and stuff like that, enjoyed it, and they were all into it, and that's what we hope for, is exactly those kind of close matches, and that's what we got.
Yeah, it was really rad, and Joe, you should definitely go back and watch because it was crazy. There was ups and downs, hills and valleys, all that stuff. But yeah, going ahead, Joe. Any final thoughts coming out of this?
Well, yeah, I'm glad to be back participating in the spring tournament again. I was, I'm still like, a little shaken. I'm like, oh my god, nervous because when I saw, the pod, I was like, oh man. I heard, Budge was a Duckling Supreme. Life Reboot, of course, is one of the top runners, and we have another OG vet in JLo. I'm just like, oh, here it goes. Super worried. Budge, GG's. I know you're gonna kick some butt down the road as the Duckling Supreme. That worries me. It's like so I know you're gonna do really well in the future. And thanks everybody for hosting and doing all the commentary and stuff like last minute or whatever. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Budge, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Just well, thanks to Show for all that, and then this has been pods didn't turn out kind of how I was hoping with the 1 and 2, but I felt like I played pretty well in all 3 of my races. I'm not I'll analyze everything for those few seconds, but all in all, I think I played well, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to got all my pod races done early, so I can sit back and watch for the rest of the pod stage, and maybe still got a chance at brackets. But thanks to you guys for putting on this, putting on the broadcast and everything, and everybody behind the scenes who set up the spring tourney. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I had a lot of great time calling this. I really appreciate our tracker tonight, Life Reboot, hanging out with us. I got a couple more races ahead of him. Gonna obviously take on ShoFukomachi at some point, as well as JLo once they get their matches set up. Like I said, tomorrow on the SpeedGaming channels, we do have races at we got 7:30. Rich Bork taking on Krellin. All these are in Eastern Standard Time, by the way. Papa Duck's taking on Guardian Marcus at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Papa Boy's taking on Phoenix 29. All these are going to be on your SpeedGaming channels. This will be tomorrow night. We have quite a few more races, so please join the Discord if you want to check out more spring tournament action and follow us. Outside of that, yeah, Life Reboot, the tracker, Dangwoo, my co-coms, SpeedGaming, thank you so much, everybody out there, for watching us, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful night.